Interesting facts about walruses. Mighty walruses only seem harmless and clumsy. No, they are not at all dangerous if they are not disturbed, but if they show aggression, it is better to stay away from them, because stopping a carcass weighing several tons is quite problematic. There are two subspecies of these marine mammals, the Pacific walrus, and the Atlantic walrus. They migrate north in summer and south in winter, inhabiting the shallow waters of the Arctic, mostly composed of ice. Due to global warming and hunting, walruses are in danger. Both male and female walruses have tusks, which are actually huge tusks. However, walruses never attack people first, and they live far from us. Walruses can control the speed of their heartbeat. The colder the water around, the slower their heart beats. Almost all walruses live in large groups, but some individuals lead a solitary lifestyle. What causes this behavior is still unknown. The life expectancy of a walrus can reach 27 to 30 years. Their newborn cubs weigh up to 25 to 30 kilograms. Male walruses have air sacs in the neck area that females do not. By inflating them, they can sleep on the water, keeping their heads on the surface. But they still sleep mostly on land, as there are predatory killer whales and other dangers in the water. Walruses have 4 nipples, but females often have a small genetic anomaly, the 5th nipple. This happens in other animals as well, but it is especially common in female walruses. Judging by archaeological finds, thousands of years ago, the ancestors of walruses lived in warm waters, although now they live only in cold seas. The fossilized bones of these animals, about 28,000 years old, were discovered near San Francisco. Hunting for walruses is prohibited by law in all countries in whose territorial waters these animals are found. The world population of walruses is estimated at about 250,000 individuals. The tusks of an old walrus can reach a length of a meter and a weight of up to 5 kilograms. One herd can have up to 2,000 walruses. Among other animals, the main danger for walruses is killer whales and polar bears, which, on occasion, are always ready to hunt them. With rare exceptions, female walruses give birth to only one cub at a time, and they usually do this no more than once every 3 years. That is why these animals reproduce so slowly. If a walrus spends at least a couple of hours under the sun, it will turn pink, as the numerous blood vessels in its thick skin expand from heating. An adult walrus can weigh up to 2 tons, but only males usually reach such a mass. The females are smaller than them. The fat layer in walruses can reach 10 to 11 centimeters in thickness, or even more. About 25% of the body weight of an adult walrus is fat, which protects it from the cold. The first name for walruses, Odobenus, came from ancient Greek. In translation, it means one who walks on his teeth. Walruses only seem to be clumsy lumps. If desired, they can easily, bending over, scratch their heads with their own back flippers. Despite the fact that the basis of their diet is fish, they also eat carrion if they come across it. To get ashore, walruses stick their powerful tusks into the ice or soil, and then pull themselves up on them. The older the walrus, the less hair on his body, as they become bald with age. Very old walruses are usually completely devoid of hair. Walruses are marine mammals, and have special adaptations for life in the Arctic. Walruses have 2 to 3 times the blood volume of comparable-sized terrestrial animals. This allows them to stay in cold water for long periods of time to forage for food while keeping as much oxygen in their blood and muscles as possible so they can stay submerged. When raising young in the Arctic, animals must choose their timing carefully to ensure that mother and young have enough resources to survive and thrive. Walruses work hard, swim, dive and move blocks of ice. Although walrus whiskers are often mistaken for whiskers, they are not hair, but an incredibly sensitive organ. Walruses have 400 to 700 of these tactile organs arranged in 13 to 15 rows around the nose. Walruses use vibrissae in the same way as cats, otters, rats and other baleen animals. They feel the world around them. Walruses have poor eyesight, so they rely on their whiskers to find prey on the dark ocean floor. The importance of these whiskers cannot be underestimated, as walruses use them to find about 23 kilograms of food per day. Walruses look big and sturdy, but they are quite easy to scare. Sensitive to the sights, sounds and smells of vehicles such as planes and boats, or people, walrus herds sometimes plunge into the water to avoid real or perceived danger. This is especially dangerous for animals in the rookery. Walruses rely on rookeries on land and sea ice to rest, feed their young, and molt. Frightened, walruses may leave the place and never return. And cubs, especially vulnerable ones, can be separated from their mothers or trampled during a stampede and not survive. In a walrus, pregnancy lasts 480 days. In water, the walrus is able to reach speeds of up to 24 kilometers per hour. The upper fangs, tusks, of a walrus grow constantly. The mass of the contents of the stomach of a walrus can reach 55 kilograms. In 1-year-old walruses, tusks reach 2.5 centimeters, in 2-year-olds already 10 centimeters, and in 5-year-olds, up to 27 centimeters. The length of a newborn walrus cub is about 125 centimeters, and its weight is 45 to 68 kilograms. Northern peoples, Chukchi, Aleuts and Eskimos, make knife handles, fasteners, jewelry, details of deer or dog harness from walrus bone. In ancient times, walrus tusks were used to make harpoon tips, arrows and spears, and fish hooks. Northern peoples use the meat of walruses for food and feed them to dogs. Tires for boats, belts are made from the skins of walruses, and waterproof raincoats were sewn from the intestines. The beginning of the extraction of walruses goes back to ancient times. On the Isle of Lewis, Hebrides, 78 chess pieces and 14 walrus tusk checkers, made in the 12th century in Scandinavia or Iceland, were found in the ground. Among the walruses, there are occasionally predators attacking seals or even birds sitting on the water. Walrus milk contains 35 to 50% fat, 6 to 13% protein and about 0.2% sugar. Walruses become adults at the age of 5 to 7 years, but grow up to the age of 20. When killer whales attack a herd of walruses, small cubs, escaping, climb as high as possible on the shoulders of their mothers. Walruses are selfless mothers. It happens that they close the baby from the hunter with their body. A shot cub, especially in water, is wrapped around by its mother with flippers and tries to dive with it, unsuccessfully saving it from a person. If the mother of a walrus is killed or killed by a predator, then the orphan is usually adopted by childless females from the herd. Walruses do not know fear in the water element. They quickly, like swordsmen, twist their mighty neck, striking with fangs not only from top to bottom, but also from the side and from bottom to top. Walrus flippers are very flexible and resemble hands with 5 fingers. Within the walrus population, fights between males for dominance are commonplace. The tusks take a major role in the battles. Whoever has them stronger and longer, that will be the victory. Young walruses have a dark brown color, however, with age, the skin color turns pale and can become almost pink in old age. In the wild, walruses live for about 35 to 40 years. Walruses spend most of the summer time on the shore, turning from side to side in the sun. After several hours of sunbathing, the skin of walruses turns pink. This is the effect of the expansion of blood vessels. Climate change is expected to have a severe negative impact on walrus populations, especially those found in the Pacific Ocean. If the ice gets thinner and starts to disappear, walruses have less room to rest and have to swim more. Walrus hunting was banned in Canada in the 1930s and in the US in the 1940s. Although the global walrus population is still quite large, it is believed that it is constantly falling. According to some estimates, about 250,000 walruses live on the planet. The melting of ice, pollution of the coastal zone and waters, accidental spills of oil products have a catastrophic effect on the walrus population. Dear friends, thank you all for subscribing. Thank you for supporting me. Love you.